In this one, I'm finally trying out the Frenzied Baloth in some Mono Green Aggro. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is time to finally play the Frenzied Baloth, one of the most anticipated cards from the Edge of Eternities set that just released. This is a word soup mess, a Questing Beast Jr., as it's being called by some people, a card that looks really good on paper. For just 2 mana, you get a 3/2 beast. It can't be countered, it has trample, it has haste, other creature spells we control can't be countered, and combat damage can't be prevented. That is a lot of words for a 2 mana card. It just seems really good on paper, but I'm questioning how good it will actually be in practice. Now the list that I'm playing today is essentially the SaffronOlive MTG Goldfish Mono Green Stompy list that was put out probably about a week and a half ago at this point. That list performed relatively well, and I think, yeah, that's where we want to be when we're playing Mono Green. Now, I did make a few little changes, as SaffronOlive mentioned in the write-up. He wanted to try out Axebane Ferox at the top end instead of something like the Spinner in the 3 slot. And I definitely agree with that. The Spinner, not very excited about that card, but this card, the Axebane Ferox, a 4 mana 4/4 Death Touch Haste, and then ward creature. The most important part is 100% that haste. Right now in the meta, a lot of things are being removed. We have to be very aware of Pinnacle Starcage. It's probably the card that's going to be ruining most aggro player strategies or times on the ladder right now. It is just all over the place, and it is a blowout. And in addition to the Ferox being a pretty good 4 CMC haste creature on the top end, I'm also playing 2 copies of Heritage Reclamation in the main board, just to have a little bit of flexibility in the best of 1 gameplay situation where our opponent does throw out a Starcage when we have quite a board established. Well, maybe we can hold up Heritage Reclamation, destroy that artifact at instant speed at the end of their turn, and then swing back for lethal on the following turn. The reason I like this card in the main is that it is not necessarily a dead card because of that last ability. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, draw a card. The rest of the list is, well, what he was playing. We have our cards like Keen-Eyed Curator as another threat. Surrak is another way to protect our field, prevent our spells from being countered. Well, this spell can't be countered, and we draw cards whenever our stuff is targeted. There's a ton of black targeting right now with spell removal. And then we have a whole bunch of 1 CMC threats. In addition to that, we have our protection spells, our pump spells, and this one that kind of has a dual purpose as a threat and a pump spell. So the list is what you would expect. We're going to get a whole bunch of creatures out on the board. We're going to be very aggressive right from basically turn 2, and we'll try to run over the opponent as green does. So let's jump into some gameplay and see how this deck actually performs, and if Mono Green has a place in the best of 1 ladder standard. See you over there. Kind of botched that last little sentence there on the outro, but that's okay. We are jumping into game number 1. Alex Alprim is our opponent, and we get to go first. Oh, going first when you're playing best of 1, isn't it? Just the thing that you want to be doing. Opening hand looks pretty good. We have 2 forests. Hopefully we drop to 3. We definitely want to hit 3 or 4 mana sources in the end with this deck. I'm finding things like Primal Might are a great way to dump a lot of excess mana. But truthfully, a lot of the time I find myself just playing this for X0 and as a fight spell to destroy one of my opponent's creatures. It's just such a wonderfully flexible card. It's a hard craft though, so if you're looking at this deck and you don't have a lot of these cards, something like a Primal might be something that's going to make you think differently. Now, I know when SaffronOlive put out this list originally, he said that it was a budget-friendly list because I think it was under $30, if I'm remembering correctly from his video. But the reality of playing on Magic Arena is, well, it doesn't matter how much the cards cost in paper. It's that symbol right there. And when you have Primal Might being rare, and the Paw Patch Recruiter being rare, and your Keen-Eyed Curator being rare, and your Frenzied Baloth being rare, that is a whole lot of rare wildcards. In fact, I think the list is close to almost 30 rare wildcards, which rare wildcard probably is about 5. How much is it valued at? Probably 3, not 5. I think a Mythic is $5, kind of. but a rare is probably somewhere around $3 each. So if you're getting a playset of Primal Might, well, that's like $10 kind of your time or your money that you put into this game. I started this game rambling about Primal Might, and then I did not expect my opponent to just immediately rope out. Maybe this is a good time to talk about the channel's growth. Thank you very much. Again, we're seeing constant subscribers trickling in. I'm very happy to see all of you and very thankful for all of that. Man, I cracked 700 and just slowly climbing up day by day. Comments keep rolling in, so I really appreciate that. If all of you could continue to show your support for this channel, if you like the content that I've been making, please let me know. And if you have any suggestions, also please let me know. Some people have given me some really good feedback lately. Criticism, highly recommended. The skin, it's rubbery, but it's thick enough, and I can take any of that stuff that you might have to throw at me. But I would really genuinely appreciate you. Anything that you have to help me improve the channel would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, enough of the sales pitch, I guess we'll call it. Our opponent finally came back, and our opponent is on something. Maybe this is going to be the artifact deck, potentially. But we got our Paw Patch Recruit out. If you're not familiar with this card, you should be, especially since I just put out a Rabbits list recently. They are on artifacts, our favorite people in the world. This card is going to put a +1/+1 counter on things when our creatures are targeted. Now, here's the problem that we're going to run into. Are we going to get hit by a Star Cage Pinnacle next turn? That's very, very likely when you're playing against this deck. So I don't necessarily want to fill the board too much. We'll take it easy. We have the Snakeskin Veil up if they try to play the Saw Blades, and then we have the Frenzied Bailiff. There's our... See, this is the card that you got to be looking out for. Pinnacle Star Cage, going to be seen in so many games. It's just all over the place right now. Which is why I like holding the Frenzied Bailiff back a little bit. We can keep this in reserve for future hasty turns. I think having haste right now is incredibly important. They could have another Star Cage. If they have another Star Cage, we're kind of blown out, right? If you run into an opponent who has 2 Star Cages in their opening hand, and you don't have your Heritage Reclamation, whoa! We got Yu-Gi-Oh! Yami Yugi's over here playing the game with the double Pinnacle Star Cage. What a beast! But we held back the Edge Rover. This standard format is this card. This card is so problematic, right? But we're not out of this. If they have some kind of spot removal, we have the Snakeskin Veil. They have 2 mana up. They are taking damage every time they're using this starting town. They're taking a little bit of damage. We have our 2 pump spells. It's possible. We might be able to get there. I wonder if they're holding up like Sawblade. They might be like, oh, if they attack in with the Edge Rover, we can start I'm broken. I'm not only did Alex get him with the GG. You have no idea how happy I am when your opponent throws out 3, maybe we are Yami Yugi. I should have believed in the heart of the cards. I think I channeled something there. Oh, what a good opener. What is this? Well, what is this? 3, 2, 1, dead. Bye-bye. I'm so pleased with myself right now. Oh, we get to play first again. How lucky we are. Oh, man. So haste. In the current format, I think haste cannot be undervalued. It is such a necessary mechanic in any deck that you are playing right now. You absolutely need to be able to have immediate impact with your creatures with the amount of removal and control that there is in the standard format. Our opponent on Mono Red. Mono Red also doing quite well. Mono Red and Boros Burn are the two decks that they're being called, but essentially they are both the same. They're just Mono Red. All right. I think keep it nice and simple. We're going to get in. We're attacking for 4, and we'll put out the Edge Rover. The Edge Rover does do a pretty good job blocking this Slick Shot Show Off. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be doing that, but Edge Rover, a really cool card. 2/2 for 1. It does have like a little bit of a downside of giving a lander token to your opponent if our creature dies, but having Reach and 2/2, that's a pretty good stat line. Pretty good overall. Next turn, if they... Oh, man, they're going to hold up 1 mana. So I'm in a weird position because I don't mind blocking here. Oh, no. It's okay. It's super okay. The opponent is getting dumpstered by Rockface Village. This only produces mana to cast creature spells. They did have a blocker, though, so that is a little bit frustrating. But I think it's probably a pretty good idea to just push through as much damage as I can right now. So we will put X3 on the Might, and we will fight the Slick Shot before it gets out of control. And then we're attacking in with a pretty good burst. We'll put the buff on the Recruit, obviously, because it does have Trample. And we'll go in for 8 damage. They lose their Hired Claw. They're on 2 mana. We have a board, but we are empty-handed, essentially, and they have 5 cards, whatever, in hand. Up to 3 mana, so they could have a Screaming Nemesis. Screaming Nemesis would be pretty annoying unless we find another pump spell. Do they have the Shock? They do have something for the Might. I think I'm going to put this on the Edge Rover. I think I like a 3/3 a little bit better than a 3/2. But they have the Lightning Strike. Okay, well, the opponent is putting us in a bad spot. However, burn spells going on creatures is okay. I'm going to set a... I wasn't fast enough with my stop. I hate that. I'm probably in the way. My body is usually down there, but I really wanted to be able to crack the lander at instant speed so that I could try to thin my deck a little bit, but the game just kind of decided that it was going to go through to my draw. Cool. Things that don't happen in paper that happen in this. Oh, speaking of things that happen... Well, they can't attack in. If we... What do we need? We need a pump spell. If we hit a... We have a really good pump spell. We have a Baloth. The Baloth... Baloth? How do you say Baloth or Baloth? I don't know. This Screaming Nemesis is really bad for us because... if I attack in, they both die, and we only do 3 damage. So I'm going to just hold it. When I first started playing this deck, the Primal Might, I used it, and I don't know what I clicked through, but I definitely did not target something. And yeah, that was a mess. Now that I'm looking at things, I think I probably should have put out the Frenzied Baloth, because if they had a direct damage spell, I could have... if they had a damage that was targeting the Recruit, I could have put the +1/+1 counter on something. Alright, well, sometimes you get lucky again, and that's what's going on with this deck. Cool. So we go X4... We put this on, it doesn't matter. Let's put it on the Frenzied Baloth. Let's blast the Hired Claw. Sure. Am I doing this right? So this is going to make him a 7, so I'll have 10. That's, yeah, okay. We're good. That's what we were hoping to see. I still think I should have put out the Frenzied Baloth last turn. Then again, maybe holding the Frenzied Baloth back put the opponent in kind of... He felt safe, the opponent felt safe to put out the 2 creatures and then immediately attack in, instead of holding back blockers. If I had 2 big creatures on the field, it's possible that they would have just held back blockers. And our position probably would have still been pretty good, because we had... Well, you know, if they kept back both blockers, we could have been in a bad spot. Okay, cool. thinking back on that last game, no, we had lethal because we would have removed one of the creatures. They would have had a 3 toughness blocker, a 2 toughness blocker, and we did excess damage. Oh, going first again. Oh, my goodness. I'm... Somebody likes me. Okay, and we got the Heritage Reclamation, the questionable card in the main board, whether or not this actually is effective. It is only 2 copies. When you run into Star Cage, it's probably pretty good, but I guess you could make the argument that just having more threats is better. Maybe just having 2 more copies of Ferox as a haste creature could be better in the end. Okay, I could put out the Baloth here and attack in for 5 damage, but I think I'm okay just going a little bit slower. Put out the Keen-Eye Curator, and then next turn we can have a really good attack. We can also just hold up Snakeskin Veil, maybe put out the Edge Rover. We got options. This could again be... Oh, hey, okay. So, Heritage Reclamation becomes live. Give me a land. Ah, no land, though. So they have their mana for Star Cage. 100% chance. I could... Man, I really wish I hit... No matter what I'm attacking in... the question now is whether I hold Snakeskin Veil plus Edge Rover or if I hold up Heritage Reclamation. The thing is, like, these 2 cards are not going to be effective enough against like if I hit the Star Cage and just bring them back and I attack in for another 5. It's not such a big deal. I think I'd rather present a little bit of a board. So I'm going to put out the Edge Rover. I might end up regretting this. Maybe they don't have the Star Cage. What a foolish thing to say. Maybe they don't have the Star Cage, right? They don't always have the Star Cage, do they? And in this case, if they do have the Star Cage, the Heritage Reclamation can eventually destroy it. I don't think most lists play counterspells, so at the end of their turn, we can at least get like a bigger board back. I just want to have like a really big board that's coming back to me. I really hope they have the spring thing, and they're trying to... yeah. And there's our thing. Man, if I had that out... Oh, gosh. Okay, it's fine. We're going to keep attacking. And I'm waiting for my opening where I can use the Heritage Reclamation to, like, really good effect. Surely they don't have a second one. They have a Braided Net. Okay, Braided Net's not too bad. We get a second Heritage. Okay. So I think I probably let them... Do I let them do it this time? Or do I Snakeskin Veil? I think I Snakeskin Veil actually this time. And we get in for 4 damage, down to 8. And we hold up the Heritage. Now, they do still have the Braided Net for a subsequent turn. But we are going to be bringing back potentially quite a bit of damage. Okay, Cryogen, Relic, I don't care. They get to draw a card. They, for some reason, I feel like they have another Star Cage coming out. Star Cage into the Baloth and the Relic. Oh, they just do that. Okay, so they stun up my boy. That's fine. They did take a damage. Okay. This is what we came here to do. Give me my creatures back. Oh, they get their clay-fired bricks back. Ah, okay. That's a thing. Now, we don't have lethal, notably, and they gained a little bit of life. Oh! How much damage do we still don't have lethal. No matter what, we don't have lethal. Do I think I just hold up... I think I hold up Heritage again. They're going to put this on the Keen Eye. We're going to get in for 4. Tap the Might. Tap the Might. If they tap the Might, it's actually better for us. Okay, yeah, they do the right thing. Okay, I think I'm going to save the Axebane for a follow-up turn. It's possible that they take 1 point of damage from the starting town, And if they do, okay. They didn't take any damage from the starting town. But if they hit a Pinnacle Star Cage and they're like, oh, we're safe behind this Pinnacle Star Cage, I can Heritage Reclamation. They are going to have 2 mana available. So they could also potentially hit a Repurposing Bay here. Clayfire breaks into the Pinnacle Star Cage, and then we blow them out. Oh my god, if I'm getting... Oh, I hate this card. What are your feelings about this one? I think I started to ask that at one point, but then I got distracted by winning. Oh my god, this is... Okay, well, they're still going to have 2 taps on us, but that's not going to be enough. Oh no. Hiding behind your Star Cage. Give me back my creatures. Maybe Heritage Reclamation in the main board is what we want to be doing. Oh, come on, let's go. All right, let's see how many more Pinnacle Star Cages we got to dodge. Is that number... I believe we played 3 games, and I think that is Star Cage number 5. It might be abundant in the format. It might be... Oh, our opponent. Oh no, I'm so sorry, opponent. Oh, down to 4 cards. Still... They're on mono red. We don't have the best looking hand, to be honest. We got kind of a dead card with the Heritage Reclamation right here. I don't think it hits anything in their deck. Right? And they attack in with the Hired Claw. Now, they do have options here. They could... They could pump it up. If they pump it up, though... So they probably have a shock. And they want to... hit my Keen Eye Curator with a shock. In that case, I'm gonna just ease up. Okay, fine. And I think probably Primal Might is gonna be our way to go here. Do I just X3 or X2 Primal Might, hold back the Aloe? Yeah? Okay. I think this is okay. Just to clean their field a little bit. We are drawing a lot of land, so we need our opponent to stumble a little bit because we are kind of stumbling. They've already stumbled. They mulligan down to 4 or 5. I think it was 5. And they have a Screaming Nemesis pretty good. Ooh, we hit. That's a good card. Because now all of their direct removal spells are going to be pumping up our team. We do have Trample on both of these creatures. We have a pump spell with the Aloe Alchemist. This card we can cycle next turn, I suppose, which is kind of the cool thing. Like I mentioned in the intro, I don't mind having this in the main board because it's never a dead card. If we peel a Primal Might, that will be fantastic here. Okay, the opponent, they know the plan that they're doing. I appreciate that. They're just going all face. All face, all day. So, they're down to 1 card. They'll have 2 cards next turn. If I pump one more time, if I pump here, that goes up to 6. So I'll have 6, 11, 12 damage is not enough damage, but it will force them to block. However, they just block on my poor little one. I think I should have put the pump in the wrong spot, now that I'm looking at this in hindsight. So I think it's okay for me to attack like this. They probably don't block. And I think it's probably necessary for me to follow it up with this Aloe Alchemist. A little unfortunate, but I am kind of in a risky spot. I do need this 1/1. I think... Ooh, okay, they stumble. Okay, they ping for 1. They activate there. So what do I need to do? I need to probably block like this. I need to block like this. I take 1 damage, and maybe that's okay. I don't take any damage, but they have 1 damage. They're going to throw that 1 damage on the Paw Patch Recruit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe now I'm kind of feeling a little bit weird about how I played this. Oh my gosh. Wait, what? They have a blocker? Huh. Uh, you know what? I think I was blessed by It's the Duke. They helped me out with that win. I'm not sure my position. I would love to know my next card, but we did have a draw, and it's possible we could have found some hasty action or something like that. Although if it was the Ferox, I wouldn't have had enough mana to cast it out. Potentially, I could have drawn a land. You never know. All right. So it seems like SaffronOlive was kind of onto something with the build of this deck, although it's, in a way, it kind of builds itself. And I will say that I have been getting lucky by going first. I'm pretty sure I went first all 4 games. I'm not actually sure about that last game. I may not have gone first. This is a little bit rough. When I have 5 lands, it kind of makes me want to do Paw Patch Recruiter as an offspring. Especially seeing this. The Starting Town nowadays just kind of screams to me Starcade Pinnacle. But, oh, Mountain, okay. It could be a Jeskai version of the deck. I know it's either Azorius or Jeskai. Ooh, okay. Never mind. We are against... Alright, we met our match, the Shuffler. Get in with the Baloth. The Frenzied Creature. The Frenzied Beast is what I should be referring to this card as. I never really noticed it has that one little red thing right there. What a weird little detail. Oh, okay. Well, I know what my opponent's on. They're on the probably Mythic Mike upgraded version of the Gruul aggro list, and it looks like they are running out of steam. They didn't hit their second land. I tried this deck out a little bit, and it definitely is a cool deck. It functions. They can kill me right now, which is the insane part about this deck. But I found like the mana base was very frustrating, a very greedy mana base, as his decks tend to be. And I didn't want to... I just wasn't looking to upgrade things at that point, so I just didn't play the deck much further. But I will maybe visit it in the future. I think it's prudent for me to block here. Like I said, I might just be dead. Yeah, there's 11, and do they have one more? If they have another one of the 3... No, they don't have another one. But I'm down to 3 life. If they have Lightning Strike, I'm kaput. If they have this Callous Sellsword, I mean, that's what this deck does. Okay, well, you got me, Bosque. Ouch. When they have the cards, it's just it's what they do. I think that was game 5. So the winning streak comes to a grinding halt. I kind of feel like it should have came to a grinding halt in that mono red game, but luck was on our side. Man, playing first, it's a question that it comes to mind every once in a while, and it's so like if you're a best of 1 player, which obviously a lot of my audience and a lot of the MTGA audience is a best of 1 audience, which is the reason I'm making a lot more best of 1 videos, even though in my heart I think I do prefer best of 3 in the end. It's closer to what I would deem as as true Magic. What are we doing here? I think I'm just getting in. This is annoying. What are they playing? Oh boy. Okay, we'll go out with the Might. It's fine. Best of 1, like it definitely feels a little bit like roulette at times, because going first is such an immense advantage in this game, especially if you haven't sideboarded. Once you sideboard, things feel a little bit different. Do I care about that, or do I just want to put out Suruk? I think I'm okay with that. And do I just attack in with the Rover? Sure. Okay. Just make sure they don't get a bunch of life. But yeah, what's a solution to best of 1, or like best of 1 going first advantage? It's a question that's been around since Arena became a more prevalent game, and I just don't know if there's ever going to be a solution to that question. Okay, the opponent has a single plains open, I think. we most certainly have to attack big. Am I going full big? There's no way they have... There's no way they have a protection spell. Wow. I really wanted to get rid of this Valkyrie because... Ooh, what a good card. Alright. Well, that's going to prevent a little bit of damage, but I think we still attack in. There's no point in attacking with that one. We'll attack with the Might and Surrak. The Surrak will allow us to trample over some damage. They block the 3, and we get in for 7 cool damage. And we still have some haste and that to follow it up. If they start putting +1/+1 counters on this, it's going to be bad. Angels in Standard. Not a deck that I expected to run into, but I maybe it works. I'm kind of getting a little bit scared. Like, they're drawing a lot of cards. They have pretty good protection if they're playing more Restoration Magic. A card, I haven't played it much since Rotation, but I still think this is a real card. I can't believe they're attacking. Do I just want to get rid of the Overseer? Or do I want to attack? I think I'm okay doing this, actually. Yeah, okay. We get a lander, they get a lander token. That's not something I considered. That maybe not what I wanted to do. We'll see. We got 2 Frenzied Bailiffs. I guess that's what we're doing. I don't think the Paw Patch Recruit is going to be overly impactful. We'll put out the Bailiff for future things. And I don't think I'm attacking in with the Might. I just get in for some trample damage. The question is going to be, do I really want to hold up the Snakeskin Veil, or do I want to put out the Paw Patch? And I think I want to hold up the Snakeskin Veil, because they're almost certainly playing Sheltered by Ghosts. They are up to 5 mana, though. 5 mana means some scary things. I can't remember the angel's name, but there's a 5 CMC, First Strike, Lifelink, all these kinds of things in this format. They get the Exemplar of Light onto the field. This card has a lot of text on it. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, draw a card. Okay, so they have a 3/5, a 3/3, and they have the Authority of the Consuls on the field, and we really needed a Primal Might there. So if I put out any creatures, they're going to be getting a bigger Exemplar of Light. So I can attack in with the Surrak, and I can Snakeskin Veil to try to remove the Valkyrie. Is that like a crazy thing to do? It kind of does seem a little crazy. I could also attack in with all of them, pump here, and then whatever they block with the Youthful Valkyrie, I can Snakeskin Veil, and that might actually result in a little bit better trades. Okay, I think my position is so poor that I actually have to throw away some creatures here. I really want to get this Exemplar of Light off the field. I also want to get the Youthful Valkyrie, and this I think looks like a desperation attack. But they do know that I play pump spells. I wish I had Overprotect right now. Wouldn't that be a card, right? Okay, they go with the Frenzied Bailiff. Okay. That's cool because our Bailiff will survive the Youthful Valkyrie. Ow, as expected. Okay. We're going to lose that, but we can pump up this. If they have another Restoration Magic for their Youthful Valkyrie, I think that just kind of spells the end of this game for us. We'll get in for 4 damage here, but certainly they're going to be gaining a whole bunch of life. Okay, the opponent just has the answers for this match up. It's not over, though. If we hit... I'm going to be doing this turn. Is it worth it to put out the Paw Patch? And, man, this card is actually a big problem for me. I kind of want to hit my Heritage Reclamation. They are down to 2 cards. You know what? I think I'm going to just ease up. We have 2 4/3s on the field, but they have way more power. They're not going to kill us. They also have the Soulstone. I have to be aware of that. And they're drawing more cards. Man, Inspiring Overseer, not a very flashy card, but definitely a very powerful card in the end. Gaining life, drawing cards. They're going to actually draw 2 cards off of this. Pump up both of their creatures. And now it really is like hit Primal Might or lose. What is that? Okay, Starfield Shepherd. When this creature enters creature library for basic planes, or a creature card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle. Okay, so what do they get? Probably they could go get like the new 1 CMC 2/1. They get a planes instead. Oh, well, they just had the Lightstall in hand. So we're going to throw away something. I think we're probably just throwing away the Paw Patch because I don't want to play it out. And, all right, we're getting beat down by Angels. I don't see a way out of this one. Unless they do some crazy attack. This Shepherd is going to go away, so they could be shields down if... Okay, they attack with that. Good, good, good. If we hit... Okay, let's do this now. If we hit the Primal Might, it's basically Primal Might or bust at this point. It's not a Primal Might. Okay, well, am I dead in the air? I'm just dead in the air. So, I could pump something, it doesn't get through, and the opponent has me dead. This Authority of the Consuls actually stopped me dead in my game tracks. Am I actually dead? Anything I put out, I can't do 8 damage to them. And they have me in the air, and so that's it. No blocker, nothing. GG opponent. Wow, Angels. Ooh, didn't hit it. Hey, maybe there's something. Yeah, that one just didn't go quite my way, did it? All right, I think I got one last game. All right, so things have not been going my way here the last 2 games. Hopefully we end with a last final win. That would be really nice. Again, not going first. What a handicap that is. It kind of feels like you're playing with, you're running a race with half a leg. Okay, the opponent probably on a Starcage deck once again, but it could be an Azorius control deck. Not the way I would like to go out, but it is what it is. We get our Baloth onto the field, and they can't counter it. Uncounterable Baloth. I'm so scared. They don't have Pinnacle Starcage mana, but what they could have is Wrath of Day of Judgment, not Wrath of God. Day of Judgment mana on the next turn, which would also be Pinnacle Starcage mana. They don't have it. Oh, how greedy am I? Am I just... Are they relying on making a fish? Is that their game plan here? Oh, whatever. Let's go for it. Let's not mess around. Present 13 damage. Okay. Cool. Kind of makes me wish I kept this Snakeskin Veil up now. Boom, boom. Okay. We have to fade one more turn. Fade one more turn. Snakeskin gonna be... Oh, okay. Okay. I guess the Magic Gods came back for one little helping hand at the end there for us. Let's talk briefly about this deck. So in the end, 7 games going 5-2. I believe in the end, I think that was pretty good. It was a little questionable 5, it's maybe 4-3, but we definitely got lucky in a few matchups. Still, I think the bones of this deck, which is something I kind of say quite often, are quite good. I think there's a lot of potential with the cards that are in here, and the fact that we have haste creatures to help us really push in damage is great. Didn't see a lot of games where the Hemiosymbic Might was out on the field early and pumping up the team. In fact, I never really got did I get any good pumps with the Hemiosymbic Might? I think maybe one time. But this card on turn 1, following it up with like a Frenzied Baloth and then an Aloe Alchemist, 1-2-3 punch, in that 1-2-3 order, turn order, can really present a super powerful threat to the opponent, especially if they stumble on those early turns. Obviously, the Heritage Reclamation proving itself valuable, meeting so many artifact decks in those first few games. I think it's probably fine to have in here. Unfortunately, there aren't any other good destroy artifact type cards in the meta right now, or in standard right now. I kind of considered this card looked appealing. Where did it go? This card looked appealing, the Web Strike Elite, but the fact that it's mana value X, so you have to cycle this for 5 to get rid of the Pinnacle Starcage, it just makes it completely invalid. Of course, if it was just like cycle, destroy thing, it would be absolutely nutty. And then the Scrap Shooter is pretty cool as well. I could see the argument for putting this in there because it is a 4/4 for 3, and when you gift something, you can destroy an artifact or an enchantment. It has reach as well, so that's pretty good, but the problem is it's not instant speed. Then the other consideration is possibly putting in something like Voracious Varmint or Undergrowth Leopard. This thing sits on the field. It is a threat. It's a 2/2 vigilance creature. Both of them are the same for 2, and then you could pay 1 to destroy the creature. The problem is, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's fine. It could be fine. Maybe they just use removal on it and you don't get that surprise factor. But I could see the argument for maybe putting in these over something like the Heritage Reclamation. Still, I think this is kind of fine in the end. Overall, we want to see more haste creatures. I think maybe even going up a Ferex could be an okay idea. It is a pretty powerful card when it does come down, but in the end, most of the time we are winning with our turn 1 and turn 2 plays. We are not really winning with Surrak or Axebane, even though they are quite valuable. Then again, I am discounting the effort that Surrak put into my wins. Surrak was getting in for some pretty good damage over the course of these games. Let me know what you think about the deck. Let me know if there are some cards that myself and SaffronOlive have overlooked. I kind of looked at the green stuff and I didn't see anything else that I would want to put in here, but I'm sure there is something that could slot in that has been overlooked. That is the end of this one. Take care for now, and I hope you have a great week. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.